Hello everyone, welcome to our screencasts on fostering a growth mindset. So there's going to be about 5 screencasts, I think, focusing on how we can foster a growth mindset. So here we go. What happens if one of your students who takes a test, a math test, let's say, gets a very low grade? What kind of feedback do you write on the test? Or what kind of feedback do you give that student? I want you to think about that. And more importantly, I want you to think about what should the feedback accomplish? What should it try to do for that student? Oops, I don't have this on present. Here we go. Well, I think the feedback should support students' learning, of course. It should give the student some direction as to what they should do in the future. It should give hope and promote perseverance. The student should feel like that what they can't do today, they can accomplish it tomorrow, the next day. And of course, it should encourage reflection and self-evaluation. In other words, we want the feedback to allow the student to be able to determine when they make mistakes in the future. They should be able to be independent and not rely on other people always giving them support. So that's what feedback should ultimately do. But how do we get it so that, what should we say that allows us to do that? Well, here's a funny cartoon, and here it says, I got a smiley face sticker on my quiz. Whoop-de-doo for you. What did you get? None of your darn business. You got a frowny face, didn't you? No, as a matter of fact, I didn't. I didn't even know they made barfing face stickers. So this kid feels pretty upset. We know we don't want to give that kind of feedback. What kind of feedback then should we be giving? Well, I think there are 2 types of feedback that I want you to think about. One is feedback as information. Information for the student to think about how they could be learning, how they could be growing, how they could have some hope. But I also want you to think about feedback as questions, how questions that we give, the kinds of questions that we ask our students as supporting their ability to be independent and reflective learners. So questions can serve as feedback as well. So I'm going to be presenting those kinds of feedback in these series of screencasts. So going back to our math student who is struggling, who didn't do well in the math test, what kind of feedback do we give? Which is more adaptive feedback to give to the student? And when I say adaptive, I mean, is that going to accomplish our goal of helping the student learn, giving students hope, and helping the student to be much more reflective and thoughtful and self-evaluative in the future? So which one of these 3 would be best or most adaptive? Is it, that's okay, you tried your best, as a good feedback to give? Or how about this? Next time, concentrate and focus for the test. Or how about this one? Next time, be sure to check your work carefully. So which one of these do you think would be most adaptive? Think about that. If you said a focus on strategy, that is that statement, next time be sure to check your work carefully, then you are correct, because you are allowing the student to focus on a particular strategy, and a strategy that could prove or help that student do better in the future. So a focus on strategy is a more adaptive feedback to give students. But why is that? Why does that help? Well, stay tuned for the next part of the screencast.